To get to Le Mans, you come right out of Charles de Gaulle Airport, and in the airport itself is a station for the Train de Grande Vitesse. And I gotta say, going on the high-speed train is a very pleasant way to travel. There's all kinds of things that you can see on the French countryside. Then it's off the TGV and onto a tram that takes you out of the city of Le Mans down to the racetrack. Of course, I was a guest of Nissan, and as we took the tram in, lo and behold, they had a shuttle for us right at the station, and to take us to where Nissan has built a temporary structure, in this case, the Hotel Nissan, to accommodate over 170 journalists that they brought in from all around the world. And so we were given these essentially cubicles to spend the night in, and some people think that it was a little more than staying inside of prison. Ooh, here's my home, 1418. And all you get inside is a cot and not much else. However, Nissan also had a terrific hospitality center in a totally different temporary structure where you could go and get breakfast, lunch, and dinner just about any time that you wanted to. Then it was back on the tram to head into town because everybody comes in for the driver parade. This way, Ron. And there you got it. One of the Porsches that would later be in the race the next day. And of course, what kind of parade would not have a marching band? They all have to do it. At this part of the day, the weather was good. Later on, it started to rain, but you know, that didn't stop anyone from coming to the driver parade. And then later in the evening, the rave that Nissan sponsored right in the heart of Le Mans itself. And I gotta tell you folks, things were getting crazy. In fact, you could say that they were getting out of hand. That's the Ministry of Sound, a couple of DJs who came in from the UK to get the party going. But I went back to sleep because the very next day, it was back to the track. Here's the morning practice, done in the rain. A morning press conference with the Nissan designer and drivers for the Delta Wing car. The real reason I was there, and the media turned out to hear what everyone had to say in yet another temporary structure. Okay, it's getting close to the start of the race. The French Air Force does an overhead fly, and now it's the parade lap with all the cars coming out. 56 cars entered in the 2012 24 Hours of Le Mans. And here's the car that we turned out to see, the Nissan Delta Wing itself. Boy, anywhere you go inside Le Mans, the place is packed. Morning, night, day, it didn't matter. People everywhere. We got around at least in these little carts that Nissan provided for us. And people are shopping like crazy for all kinds of things that they can buy. There's about 250,000 people who turn out for the race, and these are really hardcore race fans. We got inside the pits too, and here's a look of what it's like. The scene behind the action. The glamorous life of a pit crew, all wiped out, working as hard as they can. Then into the box itself where we see the nerve center, control center of what goes on in the race. Engineers monitoring every aspect of the car. They've even got an in-car video to watch the driver, and just as we're there, hey, it's the Delta Wing. Did you see it? Did you see it? Did you see it? Here's the view from on top of the pits, looking out over the track and the grandstands. Like I said, people everywhere, no matter where you go. Some of them drinking a little too much, but good people. This is the Dunlop curve. One of the most beautiful scenes I've ever seen in motor racing. And you know, the darker it got, the more and more people who turned out to watch what was going on. In yet another temporary structure that Nissan put up for us all to enjoy. And you think Nissan did a good job? This is the temporary media center that Audi brought just for the 24 hours. And of course, every big corporate sponsor has got to sponsor helicopter rides, which gives you a great view of this gigantic racetrack. Le Mans uses a combination of a permanent racetrack with public roads, where the cars can get up to speeds well over 200 miles an hour. Each lap is over 8 miles long, and I gotta tell you, a helicopter view is a great way to see it, and we weren't exactly sitting still in this helicopter, and you can see how the cars pull way out in front of us. And of course, anyone going on a helicopter ride has got to bring their iPad with them, and their camera with them, and a big smile. Hey, there's me. That proves I was at there. Great view from the grandstands as cars continue to flash by during the 24 hours. And you gotta love the Corvette. Sound is terrific, but the Audi makes no noise at all. And bang, my camera battery went, and that's the end of my trip to Le Mans.
Proven on the track and on roads around the world. BorgWarner Turbochargers. Improve fuel economy and reduce emissions without sacrificing performance. BorgWarner.